If you're willing to about fact checking, then you are part of the problem. Well, that's harsh. What are your thoughts? Keep watching because I'm gonna let you know mine. We're back with For the Record, the podcast where we talk about life, religion, politics, and anything that I generally have an opinion about. And apparently I've already made people mad. I've had this channel for less than a week and I've already got some fiery hate comments. So we're gonna read them right now. Our first comment here says, you wouldn't be so bothered by fact checkers if you just told the truth, but that doesn't drive engagement, does it? Now he's referencing my first video where I was talking about Mark Zuckerberg ending censorship, otherwise known as fact checks. Now, again, I don't actually have a problem with fact checkers. If you want to independently give a fact check and, say, hey, this is wrong, you want to publish that on your website, whatever, I don't care. I think you have the right to do that. If somebody wants to come and fact check me in the comments, that's fine. I think they have the right to do that. It doesn't mean that the fact check is correct. It just means that, hey, you're checking my facts. But what I do have a problem with, what I am bothered by, is when these fact checks are causing the post to actually be censored and have a limited reach. Now, I think there's two parties that have the responsibility, and I think it is Meta and Mark Zuckerberg, his company, and the fact checkers, because the fact checkers were blaming Mark Zuckerberg. Well, we just do the fact checks, you're the one who censors it. But a lot of the times, these fact checks were bogus anyway, and you're giving a false fact check, causing it to then go through the process of whether they choose to censor it or not. So that is what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem if whatever you think the truth is, if you want to state that under my post. I really don't care. But thank you for the engagement on this, actually. And somebody said, yes, blooping, yes to that. There you go. I don't even have a response for that. The second comment that I have here says, the Fox Dominion lawsuit should be all the evidence you need that the left bias of fact-checking is mainly the fact that conservative media will unabashedly lie and fearmonger for engagement. There's more to say to this, but let me just pause for a moment and say, I don't think the conservative media is innocent either. Fox News, I don't think they're innocent. Breitbart, I don't think they're innocent. And what I mean by that is I don't think everything they say is correct or good, which again, I actually mentioned that in my full episode. These people are commenting on one of my shorts, so they didn't watch the full episode. If they did, they would have realized that I said this. So I think he has a good point. I'm just gonna pull up this video to show you guys why I don't trust the media.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
we are concerned about the trouble and trend of irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda.
That is why I do not trust. I'm not saying go and only listen to the right-wing media. I'm saying they all fearmonger, and I think they all lie, at least some of the time. So don't trust that. So he continues, he says, absolutely insane that the facts don't care about your feelings party has denigrated into a tribe of sniveling piss babies, scared of robots that call you out if you blatantly misinform the public. Again, so he just attacked, all conservatives, calling them sniveling piss babies, whatever. I'm not even going to address that because that's just an attack. But he thinks that we're scared of robots that call us out if we blatantly misinform the public. Now, what you think is blatantly misinforming the public is just somebody else's opinion. I am a staunch anti-communist. I hate communism. I think it is evil. But if somebody's a communist and they want to put their opinion out on Instagram, They should have the right to, because that is what freedom of speech is. It's not about whether we're misinforming the public, because I think that communist propaganda is misinforming the public, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't have the right to be heard just as much as I want to be heard. So while I disagree with them and I think they're wrong, the way to have a good change isn't to block what they're saying, it's to inform people of what's right. It's not doing that if it is, again, limiting the reach of that post over others. All right, next comment says, if you're willing to complain about fact checking, then you are part of the problem. I don't really think this is an argument at all. I think this is more of just a personal attack, which is an ad hominem, logical fallacy. Again, if you watch my other video, we're talking about not getting trapped in other people's arguments that aren't based in logic. So I'm not really going to respond to this one. So this next question, I actually love it. And he obviously disagrees with me, but I think it's a great question for me to answer. LOL, don't y'all ride on free speech or whatever. How is it free speech to stop fact checking? Again, so fact checking has overall just become a blanket term for censoring, which is why I'm happy that Mark Zuckerberg has at least appeared to realize that and say, well, we're going to stop that. All right, next comment says, how convenient, changing their stance on censorship just as the new administration is coming in. I roll. They don't care. They just see the direction the wind is blowing. Now, okay, I don't entirely disagree with this. I kind of do agree. In my first video, I was explaining how Mark Zuckerberg, he's ending the censorship, and what I didn't say was why I think he's doing that. Now, I'm not going to claim why. I'm not entirely sure. But I did say it's okay to be skeptical, and I personally am a little skeptical of it. But again, I'm going to root for this change in the right direction that he's making. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not keeping my eye out. Of course I am. I still don't trust Meta platforms. I still think that they take way too much information. I have issues with them, essentially. But I do not have an issue with this new change in direction. Now, if something comes out later on, I can change my opinion like that if I am proven wrong, and I'm willing to be proven wrong. But as of right now, it's looking good. So I'm going to support this specific change. Last but certainly not least, this is my favorite comment, and I'm going to just read it. You'll see why. She says, I'm neither left or right, but my feed typically gives me a lot of left media. But this video was very refreshing. You're indeed correct that the left paints the right in an ugly manner, which is unfortunate. You earned a new subscriber, and I'm excited to see your content moving forward for a different perspective. Now, the reason that this is my favorite comment is not because it's a positive comment among the hate comments. It's because she actually doesn't lean left or right, and she's willing to listen to my opinion where, yes, I do lean right. And I think that this is so important. I feel like today we've lost this sense of being able to disagree with one another or being able to just hear out another perspective. So I think this is incredibly mature and just amazing. I think the world needs more of this. So thank you, Aaron. You are amazing. Thank you for leaving that comment. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of For the Record. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, like, comment, subscribe. Even if you disagree with me, I'm always down for a discussion. I'll see you next time.